Mare Jivari is a place of legends in the Genshin Impact lore, and yet here we are with Kokomi, ready to explore this beautiful post-apocalyptic type of environment. You can see here Kokomi is running with the beautiful fire around her feet. The entire environment just gives you this worn-torn kind of look and feel. Everything is burning to cinders. It's a very beautiful motif, the contrasting reds against the grey background and then the sky opening. Very much what you'd expect from the Place of Legends. And yet, this is not currently a playable area because we are here with Kokomi and we are out of bounds. So for anyone that's wondering, this is currently Genshin Impact 5.8. The latest patch has just dropped, and this place is hidden out of bounds under the map near the latest like Summer Island event expansion, and you can't get there because the Paimon barrier is going to stop you, but it's not going to stop me. And so when I got to this place and the place loaded in, because you can't see it from far away, it was just absolutely gorgeous. So that's what I'll be taking you throughout this video. It really does give you some really cool vibes, and being a Kokomi main, we're going to have to explore this with Kokomi. Oh, but do mind the cliff because you don't want to drop down there. Alright, so basically you guys have now seen the bit of an introduction to this place, and with all areas in Genshin there must always be some central focal point, and with this map you can see there it is. It's quite a bit of a focal point. I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what the devs are cooking, but this definitely seems like a place that screams lots of story, lots of battle, lots of very fun things are going to happen here. But it is very, very expansive. The sky above is just very beautiful, and how it lights up everything. So almost like when you come into the map, everything is dark and you've got the reds, and now you just have everything open up, and it's almost like there's a moment of salvation here. So I really did kind of enjoy this when I got here the first time around. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that are wondering, to get out of bounds here with Paimon, there you need a couple of glitches. So that's why Kokomi's fish are they're floating mid-air. It's called the time freeze glitch, but don't worry, that's a topic we've covered in previous videos. So back on track, how did we get to this special place? Well, I alluded to the fact that it's under the map, but let me just give you a quick little summary, or like a sped up video of how to get here. Basically what you need to do is you need to go under the map of Natlan. Now there are a couple of ways to do that, so I'll leave that as a bit of an homework exercise. And then obviously because Hoyo and their infinite wisdom thought it'd be quite cool to give you the ability to infinitely fly. Thank you, Chaska, such a great character. You can basically come all the way from Natlan under the map here, and then you'll see, obviously you can see the islands there at the top, but there is, yeah, you can see there's the Summer Islands. It's all pretty good. I haven't explored it yet because I'm just, the type of person to go out of bounds. But regardless, once you get to that place, you can see there's a teleporter waypoint on the map. If you start going about northwest, you'll find this area that just happens to be under the map. It's out of bounds, you can't get to it, and the moment you try and touch it, you'll see Paimon is just going to stop you, so you can't get here even if you know how to get out of bounds. And it's this, when I first saw this map loading in, then I thought, yeah, there is some secret here and we have to explore it. So this was me yesterday when the patch dropped. I immediately went under the map and just to try and see what kind of secrets Hoyo are cooking. Is there perhaps some time gated event that you'll only see a bit later? This is the sort of things that get you excited more so than the actual patch. But look, that's just me. In any case, once you go past the Paimon barrier using certain means and you can optionally activate your Paimon travel companion, you can see that I basically just dropped onto this piece of land. And it was kind of funny because, as you just saw in the previous video footage, the place should have loaded in, so I wasn't quite sure exactly what was happening. Maybe it was due to the Paimon barrier glitch, but then I found out, oh, you just need to go a bit forward, and then the whole place just comes to life. So that is how I got here. How I got here in air quotes. The actual method I can't really tell you, otherwise Hoyo is definitely going to patch it. But just to give you a bit of a hint, they haven't patched this in 8 patch cycles. So since the beginning of 4.7 in Genshin, this method has been available, so the devs are definitely kind of slow on that. But regardless, one thing that is interesting for those of you that do go out of bounds is the fact that Genshin Impact since 5.7 have changed how out of bounds works. So typically, when you go out of bounds and a character dies, your screen is kind of frozen in place and you can't do anything. But in this case, you can see I'm doing wheelies with my Wika, and the way I did this is obviously we got here with Chaska, and once you kill the character, you now swap to another character. So this is definitely some change in the back-end systems of Genshin, because this is not how out of bounds used to work. If your character was down, like that's it, you had to literally just log out and log back in, because you would have kind of like soft locked your game. But in this case, you can just cycle through different characters, which is really, really awesome. As you'll see now, I'm going to go to Shalonen and so on, and that's how I basically got Kokomi here. A very positive change in my opinion. And yeah, the other thing with out of bounds is we can't hear Paimon anymore. So in the past, we used to hear her, like you can hear the voice, but they definitely changed something, and she's like completely silent, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. In any case, so what I'm now going to do with Kokomi is I'm just gonna speed up the footage here, and what I'll do is I'm just going to go and explore a bit around the edges of the map. So if you've already are tired of what you've seen, you're welcome to drop off the video, but for everyone else that just wants to stay on, I'll just quickly take you through some other little lesser known or just some cool things that I spotted as well. And by the way, forgive me for the random the videos and stuff I take in the background. I just like touring the place and just finding beautiful scenes for Kokomi and such. Alright, so let's just quickly see what is out of bounds. This is typically one of the things that I love doing, is I just love exploring the entirety of the map just to get an idea of the layout. And often when you go far out, you can perhaps like get another beautiful photo opportunity that you wouldn't get if you just stuck to a place like over there. And this is the type of thing that keeps me kind of very, very busy. It's just being photogenic and being able to look at the different angles and play with the character in that way. I mean, that's how I enjoy my favorite character, Kokomi. So yeah, here we're just going out of bounds. It's pretty cool, trying to get a couple of shots and so on. I obviously take the video footage. You can always, what do you call it, just pause the video and then take a good image, but it is what it is. And yeah, I just wish we had a couple of more, what do you call it, beautiful like poses and stuff, but it is what it is. In any case, as I got further and further out of bounds, I noticed here that the rest of the scenery becomes almost cardboard-like. You can see there is no more proper collision, and you'll see soon enough that this is pretty much the edge of the map, and this is very, very problematic, because if I go too far, the map's going to unload and Kokomi is just going to fall to her death, which is a bit of a spoiler in the next 2 minutes. But yeah, so that is how the map looks. There's nothing grand here. Maybe Hoya will still put in some polygons and collision, but effectively for now, this is as far as you can go if you do manage to go out of bounds, or if you're just curious as to really what's out here. You basically have like this cannon or valley type of area with a canyon like effect around the Mare Jivari kind of area, and then you have the little beautiful red flowers, and then you can see that's kind of like how the map ends. So definitely this is still a work in progress by Hoyo, or maybe this is activated later in some sort of special quest. I haven't seen anything yet on YouTube, but maybe by the time this video comes out there'll be something else. In any case, I was just trying to probe some of the boundaries of the map. You can see here I was interested to see how far the reds here, or the little red plants, are going to go, but you'll see soon enough we're going to fall through the map, and then it's just going to be game over with Kokomi. There we go. You can see the collision, and you're definitely not intended to be here so far out of bounds. But regardless, this now gives us a beautiful opportunity to look under the map. Are there any other little hidden secrets? And I couldn't spot anything here. I also paused the footage and stuff, but that is Mare Jivari in basically a nutshell. A bit of a comprehensive look at the place. I can promise you what you've seen in today's video, that's pretty much all there really is. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a great day, and let me know what you think of this very iconic place. And look at this, another little cute photo opportunity as well. Alright, take care, cheers.